Okay, this is part two of the surgical guide construction. Um, what we already have is our occlusal appliance. It's obviously not extremely accurate, but for now this will do. And we also have the hardware, which would represent the guide sleeves. And I just have them represented with cylinders, but they could be, cylinders with recesses and countersinks and whatever is necessary to appropriately guide your drills and osteotomy burrs and all that stuff. So what we're gonna use some booleans to join these two together. But since this is a relatively large and complex object, I'm going to show you a trick to minimize the amount of strain on your computer of calculating the booleans. So first, what we'll do is we'll duplicate the guide by hitting Shift D. We'll hide our original, and that's just so we have a copy of this to go back to. And then we're going to apply all the modifiers. And we'll relabel it guide final. Okay, so if we tab into edit mode, we see that this is the full resolution model. Okay, and our goal is to join these cylinders to this. And so in order to calculate a Boolean, it's going to have to compare all of these vertices of these cylinders to all of them for this whole model. So the trick we're going to do, we're going to check this button so we can see through all the meshes, view it from above, hit C to circle select and scroll wheel to change the size. So we're going to select all of these. I'm going to duplicate it, separate it, and selection. Then we're going to hit C to circle select again. We're going to select just the areas around our guides, a little bit more. Make sure you encompass the whole area of these cylinders. I'm going to delete them. Okay, so when we come back into object mode, you see we have this region that we've split, and then in the guide we have these two holes. Okay, so we'll hide this. And what we will do is we'll take this model, add a modifier, Boolean modifier, and then we've got this model which is titled sleeve. Now give your computer a moment to think. And depending on how fast it is, alright, so we don't want the intersection. We actually want I believe we want the difference, but it might actually be the union. Okay, great. So if we hide the sleeves, you see that we've made the holes here. But I think actually what we want is the difference for this. We want to keep the cylinders. Doesn't really matter. Yeah. So there we have, and later we could subtract out the centers, or if we had included the central geometry, it would already be done for us. So we'll apply this. That'll take a few moments. Now if we tab into edit mode, we see we have this little section here with the cylinders joined in. And the good thing, the way we did this here is that to calculate the Boolean, our computer only had to deal with this many vertices instead of this whole section. So now what we'll do is we'll select both of these and join them back together. We tab into edit mode, and the only vertexes we changed were here. But if you remember, select all the linked, this one, we deleted out these holes. So there's an area of overlap. Every single vertex here, 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 here is a duplicate. If we select all of them and remove doubles, we will effectively weld those two pieces back together, and what we're left with is a perfectly manifold surgical guide, which has our drill guides and all of our occlusal information. Of course, we're assuming that these teeth are gone and that we're going to place implants here. But just as to develop the method for this, that's how I would do it. I think we can script about 80% of it so that it's just a couple button clicks. And that this concludes the screencast.